Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Next Play Sunday. It's the Sunday talk show where we talk about everything from investments, stocks, bonds, business moves, anything that you can actually do to make the next play. Thank you for joining us on this great Sunday. We meet every Sunday at 7:30. Definitely want to make sure you tune in, catch us on Facebook and YouTube, and we'll definitely be able to show you different ways to make the next play. Thank you for joining us, and we're gonna go over and kind of get a chance to see all the other people and see what they doing, and we're gonna enjoy the night. So thank you for actually joining us and again, and let's see what's happening with the other guys. Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? What y'all up to? How y'all doing
You
today?
tune in, like, and share it.
Oh man,
Oh
tune in,
yeah.
like and share. Tell them,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody tune in, like and share. We gonna definitely get it going here, man, and have a good time this week. How's everybody week been? Hey Nicole, how you doing? Nicole guys on. Hey, we gotta do something, man. And I wanted to make to the night to do it. Cause see, I talked to Nicole, but we messed up, fella. We messed up.
What did we
We didn't
do?
tell Nicole
Uh-oh.
happy birthday on her birthday.
Oh man.
So
That's what I was just saying.
yeah,
Oh,
we gonna make a big deal. We want to, everybody in Next Play Investors world. You know what I mean? We want y'all to go to her Facebook, IG, whatever she give y'all, and please tell her happy birthday. We messed up. We didn't know she wanted to be public. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
oh
Really?
man. Happy birthday,
Thank you
Nicole.
guys. I appreciate you. I am blessed to see another birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to.
to you. Happy
Y'all are
birthday.
so funny. Thank you. I'm good. Let Stacy, y'all let Stevie do that.
Let Stevie do
Oh
it.
man. So what you trying to say?
you,
I
your
gotta work on
vocal,
my
your
vocal.
listen, your vocals, they sound great.
Ooh yeah.
Okay, Jodeci.
There you go. See, you ain't know that, but he multi-talented. You know
Casey,
what I'm
little
talking about.
cousin.
You
I
know
do
what
it
his name
all.
is, don't you?
Right.
That's your chocolate.
Same
That's
time.
it.
Sounds so good,
Oh,
don't you agree?
Don't you
You
don't you
agree?
agree?
sex chocolate in the building.
That's it. That's it. That's it. My name is Randy.
Oh,
Randy, what's your last name? Randy Watkins.
Randy Watson.
Randy Watkins.
Randy Watkins.
The Watkins boy.
That's it. That's it, man. That's it.
What
That's it.
Randy, what's the name of your band?
Oh man, sexy chocolate. Sexy chocolate. It sounds so beautiful. Don't you agree?
Look, on base we got Franco.
duh, duh,
Oh my goodness. No.
You know we had to put a light one. We gotta put a light skin person in.
Who the
Oh,
light skin
That's gonna
person?
be Franco. He gonna represent the light skin people.
he
God,
held the bar.
did she
He held the
tell me
bar.
that? I'm the
He gonna
Chico
represent the
boy.
light skin.
I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping at all. You know
Niggas,
what
I
I
ain't
mean?
tripping.
I ain't tripping at
I
all. You
hear you,
know what I
man.
mean? Y'all, everything all good.
Light people.
All right, all
Mm.
right, all right. Well, I guess we'll get the show started. It's 7:36, and want to welcome everybody back to the Next Play Investor Show. We're
What's
here every Sunday from 7:30 to 9. And so I want you to tell your friends, like Franco just said, like and share, set your calendar so that you don't miss an episode. I said I was going to quit saying that's
all
hard to
right?
do, but I'm trying to work on it. So they can get this financial information that we spread into the culture, every Sunday. So definitely share, support. It helps the algorithms, help us get noticed, and we just appreciate everybody here. So we like to start the show off with a lot of success stories, whether it has to do anything with investing or anything in life. But we just want to start off on a positive note. So for me, I'm just thankful to be here. Number one, had I did 2 COVID tests within the last 2 weeks, and both of them came up negative, so no signs of COVID, and I'm happy about that. And for my kids, I'm real big on credit, personal credit, business credit, rebuilding credit. And I was able to secure 2 credit cards for my minor kids, 14 and 15. And the whole idea behind adding them to my account is so that their credit score would start building at an early age. And of course, it relies on me to definitely keep the card paid and so on and so forth, which I will. But when they turn 18, they'll have, a decent credit score where they can go out and, if they wanted to purchase a car or a house, when they pull the credit, they're already set. So kind of and you can also do the same, out there in Facebook and YouTube land, just to try to get an edge for your kids. Take a look at it, do your own research on it. But I want to say Sammy's done it with his kids. Maybe he'll talk about it a little bit later on in his success stories, but I just started it, and so far so good. So you want to check that out, building kids credit. And last, I'm still working on my infinite banking. I've been doing 2-a-day workouts, and whenever this 45 days is up, I'll be down where I want to be. But right now, I'm down 17 and a half pounds from working out, eating healthy, because health is
Man,
wealth.
that's good, man.
Yeah,
That's
man.
real
Yeah,
good, man. Give that man a hand. That man work hard. Yeah,
I'm working
Stacks
hard, man. I'm working hard.
work hard. He work
Performing
hard.
all around the world, it
Oh,
works. It pays off.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean?
Yeah. Health. Hey, you know what? Health is wealth, man. Because if you can be wealthy, but if you have poor health, man, you ain't got nothing.
You got
Yep.
nothing.
So, and then just doing it, having a purpose to do it, for your last name or your legacy is another thing. Because with the infinite banking, that's going to definitely prolong the legacy, carry on the last name. So you got a purpose behind it, and so it's a double win for me. And my last success is, I'm in the trucking business. For those of you who don't know, I've been in the trucking business for 3 years, and my driver, he hurt himself, and now he's doing something else. And I decided to sell my equipment. I'm still remaining in the trucking business, where I'm just going to be dispatching freight and also freight brokering. But I was able to sell my trailer, and I got what I wanted for it. And I still got my truck for sale. So if anybody's interested in the hot shot truck, Ram 3500, definitely reach out to me. You can get in contact with me through the DM or through Next Play Investors. You can check me out. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube at Sandtrans LLC for the trucking company, where we driving for financial freedom. You can check out. We got an online store. It's all about trucking courses. You can check that out at payhip.com at Sandtrans LLC. I'm also a 20-year real estate veteran, invested in real estate for over 20 years. You can follow me on Instagram or check me out on YouTube at Riv Group LLC. And last but not least, I got an AV company I started in 1995. We're still going to this day. And you can check that out on Facebook and YouTube at Audio Video Text Atlanta. So those are my success stories for the week. We're going to move on with Sam and let him talk about, hopefully, the credit cards for his kids and what else he's got.
Well, good morning. Next play.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Huh?
Oh yeah, he
morning.
must have had a
Yeah,
hard
man. It's
weekend,
morning, man.
Where you at?
Hey, good evening. I'm sorry. I apologize. I should have known. Y'all on top of it, boy. No.
Come on, brother. Get it together.
Hey, man. Hey, I've been my success story. I got my truck cleaned up. I gave my dog a bath. I'm getting ready for a little break. We are heading out of the country. Doing some stuff
out of the country
with the Next Play family. We're doing some stuff. But I just been preparing, getting everything in order to head out of the country. I just don't want anything all in disarray when I get back. I just want to be able to relax a little bit. But to continue on to where Stacy left off, as far as my kids, I put them on my on my credit as authorized users at the age of, I believe it was like 15 and 16, and they were already, you know, the cards came in their name. I paid the bills. The same thing Stacy was saying. I paid the bills, made sure, but they were using it, and at the same time, it's not just you getting them a credit card, but it's you actually teaching them the do's and the don'ts, the ins and the outs of credit card usage. And I had to constantly keep drilling this information into my kids so that they knew how a credit card worked and that it was a tool and not just something you can, hey, well, I can get what I want now because I got this card and my dad's paying the bill. It started out like that, not mind you, but it ended up where now they will contact me, hey, Dad, I need to use the card for blase blase. So now they're more responsible when it comes down to credit. Now that both of them now are 18, they've graduated high school, both of them have their own credit cards. Now they've applied for their own credit cards. And I'm glad to say that both of them right now have Discover cards. They have MasterCards. Their credit scores are in the 800s. Right now, they can go really, the world is their oyster, really. They can go do what they want to do. The only thing is holding them back is the work history, whereas that's where I would play in the part and I would just tell them, hey, they've been working since they've been 16 with me and my business. And as you know, I have a window and door business and I've been in business well over 20 years. So for all of you that do have your own business, let your business truly work for, you and your family. Because a lot of us don't understand what Stacey is talking about is that you're actually passing on that generational knowledge. And not only that, the generational wealth by them building credit early, they're giving them a springboard to spring forward in life. They'll be ahead of the group. You got a lot of people that don't understand how putting them as authorized users on your credit report, how it really helps them out. We tend to think that it's going to hurt us, but it bothers your credit score not at all, nothing. So just keep that in mind. Just if you want to know more knowledge about that, man, just hit us up on Next Play. I'll be more than happy to try to share some information with you, guide you along through it. It's really simple. It's nothing really hard to do. That being said, oh, I watched the dog too. Bo, you want to talk to him? He's not talking right now. He's sleeping. But anyway, that's it. That's my success story for this week, man. Hey, we're gonna carry it on to Mr. Franco over here.
Man, my week has been amazing. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I ain't got to the point with my kid yet. I'm just teaching my kid how to trade stocks. She got her own stock account, so I ain't ready for her to have no cards yet. But I told y'all about that a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's 11, my son's 17. And that whole situation. So man, it's good to hear y'all, man, teaching the kids early because that's the whole message that we trying to put out. We want to make sure we talking about this on a more elaborate basis than just, you know what I'm saying, when we just talking about it as, what we doing and people think we just talking, you know what I mean? And therefore we don't have a really understanding of who we are. So, hey man, my week has been great. We've been developing this product for a while well, that we finna get ready to launch. And I'm gonna share it with Next Play because it's actually part of what I want to talk about today. I'm gonna switch it up, man, and throw another play in there for people. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm happy about the play that I've been making with this. As you know, everybody kind of knows, I own a AV company, but we specialize more in IT versus AV. You know what I mean? And so but we still do AV stuff. So we do that. I do some trying to get some selling online and doing all those same things. So that's what you can find me for is any IT contacts to be able to do networking, to be able to do AV as well, and be able to provide those products, alarm systems, surveillance systems built on IP platforms with businesses and for residential. So I think this is a great thing that we always talking about the success story. So my success story, I'm developing a product for remote locations, for people that have homeowner interests to their homeowner for their properties and their subdivisions. So we're developing a product for that, and it's going to be a camera that runs completely on solar. We're basically deploying a camera that your homeowner associations, and they got places around the property that they need to be able to view, but there's no electricity or there's no network there. What we develop is a product that's going to allow them to put a camera there, and the camera's going to be able to record 24/7. And it's all to be able to provide a way for you to be able to see in places that you normally couldn't see before. And so we've been testing it out. We found a couple of snags, and we fixing a couple of things, but everything been going really well with the installations. And so it's one of those things where we definitely want to be happy about that. Yeah, I'm kind of ready to go. You know what I mean? So I can actually learn about some other stuff and other cultures, and be able to um, really have fun and learn how you can actually do stuff abroad. So I think this week is, man, my week last week was pretty good. I ain't losing no money. Rule number one. So you know, I mean, we I think that's why it's a good week. I'm on the right side of the dirt. Shoot, I'm good. You know what I mean? Other than that, I mean, like I said, as the product comes along, I'm definitely going to be releasing it the next play, so everybody can actually see, because it's been taking up a lot of my time, um, and trying to get everything together and be able to, work together and everything else. So, I think that's one of the good. I also want to say again, part of my week, I forgot to do this again. We're going to again wish Nicole Tubner, I'm sorry. I be messing up her name all the time. Gonna wish Nicole Tubner a happy birthday. You know what I mean? Happy birthday, Nicole. We glad you've been through Corona and back. Now you
On
back.
and back. God
She
dog.
been grown and back, and her birth. She didn't get a chance to celebrate her birthday. That's why she long had on care today. She had to celebrate on. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, I definitely, man, everybody worry about them Cowboys. But definitely, man, my week has been a great week. You know what I'm saying? I'm really proud of the product, and we're gonna talk a little bit more about what you know what I mean, I want to share as my next play this week, and I'm gonna step away from where we been. And we're gonna go from there, man. So I'm gonna pass it on to Nicole, so she can actually tell us about her week, because we want to hear this. Go ahead.
Let me mute my mic. Yeah,
So, hey, it's a question.
Hey,
Y'all always have to speak to y'all always want to put us last, but that's fine. Anyhow,
no.
anyhow, I did. I was excited I celebrate. Thank you all for the belated birthday wishes. It doesn't matter. I celebrate all month. I was thankful and grateful to see 42, because I did recover from COVID. And so I had a great first. No, this is like my second week back at work, but I was good the whole week, so I didn't get tired or anything. So I had a really great week. I don't. Secondly, I just want to tell you guys, kudos to all three of you all, with your businesses, because I know during this pandemic, I mean, it's difficult. So I just want to tell you all, kudos to you all, for running three successful, or how many? Some of y'all got a couple of businesses, but successful businesses. I don't really have too much success this week. I'm back in school, working on another endorsement. So I think I told y'all uh, the other 2 weeks, I received my reading endorsement. It's just another endorsement to add to my certificate. So I am working on another endorsement. And so I'm taking college courses. So I'm just back in school. So I think after COVID and having to take these college courses, I will be, if your friends will be on Facebook, you won't see Nicole out in the streets. I'm gonna be at home. I got studying to do. So, and also my money is looking really good. I told you all, once again, I don't do too much trading, so I'm really kind of just holding everything that I have in my portfolio right now. That's all I have going on. I'm just glad to be here.
Nicole.
Yes.
Did I hear you say you taking some reading courses? You can't read.
I said I got my reading endorsement. So I can help people learn how to read. People.
Oh, okay. All
right. Does that go toward your doctorate degree?
You know, I got accepted in 2017 at Columbus State for my doctorate, but I just for example, say, Stacy, if you have the EDS like me, which is a specialist, that's like it's the highest degree before a doctorate in education. So, say if you make 110 and you have an EDS and I get a doctorate and we're both principals, we're both going to make 110. So like right now, I just decided to just kind of focus on endorsements and just kind of focus on instructional leadership. So I'll be set when it's time for me to become a principal. So I just don't want to get in any more financial debt with student loans.
What will
110 what?
110,000.
10,000 what?
I'm just it's an example.
Huh?
It was an example, like if Stacy made 110, we would both make 110.
110,000.
But that's what principals make.
Right.
Yeah.
Or more. Yeah. A principal and APs, we start about 90. It just depends what district you're in.
Yeah. I
don't know why y'all be thinking we don't make no money. We make money.
Y'all always complain y'all don't make no money.
That's what y'all tell
Listen, listen here. I didn't get them 4 degrees for nothing. The sad thing about education is the more degrees you have, the more money that you're going to make. But it's just unfortunate right now in the state of Georgia. Like if people were getting paid on the doctorate if they had a leadership degree, but they was having to pay too many people. So you have to be in the position. So if you have, if you're a teacher and you have an EDS in leadership, you're not going to get paid for the EDS in leadership until you become an assistant principal or higher. So really in education, the more degrees and the more experience you have, that's where you will see your money. But right now in our school district, I think a first-year teacher coming out of, say, like Georgia State, coming out of a 4-year institution, will probably start off about 48, 49, a teacher with no experience.
Sure.
So, and that's not bad for like a 23, 24-year-old.
Wow.
I didn't start off at that, but.
Okay. So who next?
I'm proud. Sequester, how you doing? I'm proud of you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I probably didn't say anything.
Thank you, Sequester.
With me, I'm about finished with this course.
$1,000 a day.
I can't wait to hear about this.
I'm gonna start the simulator. I'm hoping I can start this week.
I'm waiting on that.
The COVID rates at my kids' school are really bad, so they're home now for virtual. So I can't concentrate with them here. So I don't know.
Man,
hopefully I can get in and do the simulator by the end of the week. They're supposed to go back to school Thursday, but that's really only depending on the COVID numbers.
If you lock them in the room, I won't tell nobody.
What do the COVID numbers look like, and did they shut the entire school down?
Yes, put it like this. My district, which is District 2, Dorchester County District 2, and Dorchester County District 4, we are all virtual because our numbers got really, really bad within the counties. With all the counties in here in Charleston, those 2 counties was really bad. I didn't look at the numbers. I don't really know I didn't even know what was going on until the school called me because I just didn't know. But the numbers are bad, so we're home now. And the teacher didn't tell us until I listened to the conference, and she said she only had 8 kids in her class out of 12 or 14. Everybody else was home. So half of the classes were home. And so they just decided to send everybody home, and we regrouping going back, hopefully on Thursday. So I can go into the simulator and simulate, do the simulator a little bit once my kids go back to school. But my daughter's 4 years old, and 4-year-old 4K program, I gotta sit right there all day. I can't move because I gotta make sure she stay in front of her tablet and do all these things. I'm the assistant. So I really can't do anything. Like, it's really not good. It's really not happy time for me. But I do what I got to do, keep the kids safe.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I just want you to know, we anxiously waiting on that $1,000 a day.
Terry crossed the $100,000. She paid $100,000 one day, probably a couple weeks ago. I was looking at Facebook.
Man,
she easily make $100,000 in a day.
Kids so you can go to class.
Sure.
Wait.
Of course, I need to sign up for that class. $100,000 in a day.
Yeah.
It's
I made $100,000 in a day.
I may be doing the wrong thing.
I mean,
and
it's possible.
She doesn't do companies that. She doesn't do like I won't say unfamiliar, but she doesn't do like the smaller companies. She do big companies. Okay. Google, Visa. I mean, like big, the larger companies. She doesn't really do too many. Yeah. She don't really do too many small companies.
Company. That's amazing you say that, because we're going to kind of talk about that a little bit today.
That's good.
Yeah, company.
That's man.
That's interesting that you would even say that.
Right.
Like, you just confirmed something and you don't even know you confirmed it, and I ain't never talked to you.
Yeah.
You see how you see how the universe works, brother.
Does Terry run a lot of options? Does she talk about options at all?
I'm not in the VIP program. I got to get this side first.
Okay.
You could start.
Hey, we might
the
even
VIP
be able to talk
program.
about how to get in there, how to get you in there. We might be able to.
Man, hey, you might have found a sponsor.
You might because we might need to have an after hour. We're gonna talk about this after the show.
You in there.
Right.
Wait, let's talk about that after the show. We don't, after party. We just remember to bring that back up, because you see, this whole okay. Yeah.
At the after party.
At the after party. Yeah, to be continued.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
So as you know, this week in the market, it was a down week, and like Anton Krill says, you got to have down days to have up days, and up days to have down days, because if all the days are up and none of them are down, you won't have a market. So last week, the NASDAQ was down 1.6% to close at 15,115. The S&P was also down. It lost 1.69% to close at 4,459. And the Dow Jones Industrial, it was down 2.15% to close at 34,608. And remember, if I'm not mistaken, the market has set records over 25 times this year. So we're at an all-time high. So is this the major pullback? I don't know. I think me personally, I think it's just a normal pullback, because the market's been red hot for the past 5 or 6 weeks. We all been making money, and just this week, it's got to pull back. It can't go up forever. So, and the markets will be the markets. And just like Sequester said, and I'm in agreement, if you buy good companies, if you buy good companies, the pullback really doesn't affect the good company. So that being said, here's the best of the worst sectors this week, because every sector this week was down. Every one of them. So the best of the worst was energy. Energy was down 0.04%, but still it was number one. Materials was down 0.05%. Consumer staples, 0.34%. Industrials were at 0.47%. Consumer discretionary was 0.57% down. Financials, 0.65% down. Consumer services were down 0.90%. Communication services, I'm sorry, was down 0.90%. Healthcare was down 0.94%, which is interesting with the Delta variant. Information technologies was down almost 1%, 0.99%. I personally know that Apple on Friday dropped like $4. So it was definitely a major pullback. You know, on that particular stock dropped $4. Real estate down 1.23%. And speaking of real estate, I sold a house. I did a deal in Charleston roughly about 90 days ago. And that house that I sold, that I bought and sold within 30 days, the value, according to Zillow, has dropped $32,000. So the market is going in the wrong direction, according to Zillow, and that particular property that I had in my personal portfolio at one time. And last was utilities, now 1.38%. And the next play nugget for today, I want to talk a little bit about value investing. So value investing is an investment strategy that focuses on buying undervalued stocks of strong companies, such as Coca-Cola, Apple, Google, and holding them over a long period of time. By holding these companies, the investor basically focuses on earnings per share ratio of each company and the dividend. Okay, how you calculate the value of how you calculate the value of that stock? The most common way to calculate a stock is to compute the company's price to earnings, which is the PE ratio. The PE ratio equals the company's stock price divided by its most recently reported earnings per share, which is also known as the EPS. A low PE ratio implies that an investor buying the stock is receiving an attractive amount. So basically, if you're evaluating a strong company and it has a great PE ratio, but the price of that stock is down, it could be a down market. Just like I just said, Apple dropped $5 on Friday. You know, I know they had a disruptive earnings report.
All right, everyone. I want to show you guys how badly they're cutting back on material.
And they're doing like a 0.23 cent, or they're doing a 23 cent annual, not annual, quarterly dividend. So they're paying a dividend, comes to worth $2 or $3 trillion, and it's dropped $5. So this may be something you may want to look at. I think right now the price is $149. You can also take a look at, if you kind of want to discover the value stocks, see what value investors are holding. I took the time to list the 5 top value investors of this year. You can go to the Edgar report. You can pull their 13F filings, and you can see what they purchased recently. You can also look in their portfolio, which is all public information, and see what these particular investors, hedge fund investors, are holding in their portfolio. And you gotta think, you know, okay, these guys have research departments in their companies where all they do is just research stock. They research, you know, the EPS, earnings per share. They're researching the PE ratio. They got entire departments who just research company before they even buy. And the list of value investors that I have, the number one is Warren Buffett. He's the owner of Berkshire Hathaway, and he manages around $200 billion every year. One of his investors is Martha and Bill Gates, who's there. Martha, I think it's Martha, whatever his wife's name. Bill Gates' wife and Bill Gates have 47% of Berkshire Hathaway in their portfolio. So a lot of these hedge fund investors, they work together, so to speak. You know, one hand washes the other. And these guys are on the upper level. Second is Charlie Munger, which is Warren Buffett's partner. He's number 2 in the world. Number 3 is Bill Ackman. The name of his fund is the Perry Square Capital Management Fund. They manage $7 billion in assets. Number 4 is David Einhorn. He's with Greenlight Capital. He manages $922 million. And number 5 is Monish Pabria, and he's with the Pabria Investment Fund, and he manages $148 million. So these guys are at the top of the investment chains. And like I said, you may want to take a look at their portfolio, see what they have in their portfolio, do some research, and maybe able to pick up some good deals. That's my time for now. We're going to go on with Slam and Sam with the news.
All right. That's very useful information. I hope everybody was paying attention, because those names and those people will definitely lead you in the right direction. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm letting you know that my pen and paper, of course, I had already gotten this information, but nevertheless, hey, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. That's all I say. Now, on to the news. Microsoft and Apple, they had slated for their employees to return to the office, I think earlier this month, but they have been pushing it back and pushing it back. And now they're unsure as to when their employees will return back to the office because of the COVID Delta variants. There may be some type of play you could do to take advantage of stock play as far as that goes. This Delta variant is really kicking a lot of companies in the head right now, because it's interrupting, their normal way of functioning. I don't think they were expecting it to be as bad as it was. So nevertheless, it may affect overall stock prices or whatnot, but I would just pay attention to, all your big hitters, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, all of them. As a matter of fact, all of them basically had a pullback. Me and Stacy were talking earlier this week when the pullback started happening, and he let me, of course, I'm out on the road working, and Stacy was behind the desk doing stocks, and he actually helped me out, because after I hung up, I actually got on my app, pulled over, and I got rid of my I sold my Bitcoin. I sold it because it was going down, and actually I sold it, and I with a still a little bit of profit on it, and then I bought back in cheaper than I had, so I actually ended up with more shares of it. So I didn't lose anything; I gained. I don't think Stacy knew that's what I was doing, but yeah, I pulled over and got rid of those stocks, and I actually bought back in at 44, and right now the stock is at 46. But I have more shares of Bitcoin than I started out with, but I sold it before I actually lost my money, and then I bought back in after it hit what I thought was the bottom. 44 was pretty good, so I bought back in, and everything is well and dandy. Moving on to my second story for today. My second story today is a lot of you guys are sports fanatic. I know I'm a football fan. I watch basketball too. ESPN is starting to do online gambling. I don't know if you guys already knew this, but they have 26 states already on board, and they are going for Washington now. I guess they're 27, but they're actually broadening their footprint as far as they're trying to get all 50 states right now. ESPN has a gambling app where, hey, you can go on there, you can gamble, just like any other gambling app. Actually, and the people who they're involved with, they actually have DraftKings.
That's what I was going to ask you. Who
DraftKings is actually in their in their portfolio as far as that goes.
Okay.
So you might want to look at that. Of course, DraftKings right now, I don't know what the stock is at. We can look at that later on today and see what DraftKings look like.
Okay.
But that may be a play for you to. And my last story, I believe it's what NFTs or EFTs, electronically fungible tokens or something like that. What is it, Franco?
Is the NFT?
NFT, yeah, NFTs. Well, a lot of people don't understand what it's about or whatnot, and I gotta admit, at first I knew about Digiland and all that, but I didn't understand how important or how it's going to play a role in what's developing now. In case you didn't understand, NFT is basically a digital picture or image or anything, basically, and they try to sell it basically I say online, but you know what I'm saying. Well, what I didn't know and what I know now is that once you buy an NFT, it's yours. And this is going to play a great role because when you actually purchase digital images and things like that, you actually have control over it. You can determine how many you have or how less you have, making it a rarity. That's why it's valuable. For instance, you have Coca-Cola, you have Campbell Soup just released their NFT, just released the image for sale. These big companies are starting to release NFT images and they're putting them up for sale. You purchase them, say down the road, a TV commercial come on and they want to use Campbell Soup. Well, guess who they have to come to? They have
really?
to because
you get paid royalties off of that?
Huh?
You get paid royalties? Is that what you're saying?
If you own it, they got to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Correct.
That's the importance of owning it. And also they're saying in the year 2020, by the year 2024, this sector is going to generate over $800 billion. Now, where that actually grabs a foothold in that sector is the gaming industries, your characters that are being designed, all of that. If you have a digital image of these characters and somebody tries to develop a character using that image, they have to pay you. Wow. This is becoming a big play. And I don't know, what I would say is, hey, keep your eyes on the NFT sector. It's not going away. It is down in the stocks now. The NFT sector is down. It's down like over 90% to really? Where it jumped. Yeah, originally when it came on board, that's when the picture sold for like so many million.
So many million.
It was really high then, but since then it has dropped off, but it's stabilized out. This sector isn't going anywhere. You have Digiland. All of these big companies are buying property in Digiland and they're developing things. And if you don't hear about it, that means it's happening now.
Yeah, the metaverse. You're gonna hear terms like metaverse. When you hear when you hear metaverse, that's when you're gonna know that that's what they're talking about. Metaverse. They've already coined the term for it.
Yeah. So you I want to keep your ear to the street, and if not, just tune in to Next Play because I would definitely stay on top of it and let you guys know what's going on with it. And if it's a play in it, Next Play is already in it. And that's it for Slam and Sam. Hey, take it on, Franco.
Man, I tell you, man, it's always a good thing to be kind of, sitting here. Everybody talking, man. It's been a great week, man. We've been talking about a lot of good stuff. What I'm gonna do, man, today though, I'm actually gonna switch it up. I wanna go another route and try something different, and I wanna talk about something totally different from what we've been talking about as far as for stocks. Um, I want to talk about trade. Like I say, for me developing this product, I really, really got into understanding trade more and how this whole thing works. as far as what's going on in our world. So and that'll help you. It also pertains to stocks. I know a lot of people can see it on the screen now. It also pertains to stocks, and I'm gonna get everybody involved, and I want everybody to see what's going on because it's a big thing that we gotta really be into. We always talk about the next play this, next play that, and I want to show y'all some real plays for a lot of people out here that's watching. Because like I say, for me, it's opened my eyes up a whole lot to kind of know what's going on. And I'm getting everybody kind of situated over here so y'all can actually see what's going on with me. And it's not just me, showing the people at home because a lot of people on the live, y'all got to get a chance to see what's going on. And, I think it's it. These are U.S. trade
All right.
statistics. We always talk, I usually, in part of my discussion, I'm always putting up numbers as far as like what GDP is. You know what I mean? And that's gross domestic product. Um, this right here is numbers to explain. Can y'all see that? Is it big? Or do I need to
We
take?
can see it, but it's small.
Okay, so I'm gonna switch
But
y'all up. I'm gonna switch y'all up because if it's small for y'all, we're gonna take it and we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna put it in. We're gonna put it like this and make it a lot easier for everybody to see. Did that get bigger and cleaner?
nah, it's still the same size on our end, but I can see it. So
Okay. Well, I mean,
um,
hopefully everybody at
yeah, I
home,
can see
yeah,
it.
they can see it too. You know what I mean? But what we want to do is
Hmm.
I'm gonna get this cleaned up over here so y'all can see. If you look at this right here, we talk about goods and services all the time being sold. And I want to show y'all something. And this is what we talk about the next play is. All these bars that you see in red are what we call imports. Do you
Mm-hmm.
see the difference between what you see in blue
Yeah.
is exports? All right?
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
and then what you see in black is a trade deficit. What I'm going to do, I'm going to post this in the next play group because I want people to understand what we really dealing with. You know what I mean? Because understanding the trade, like I said, I've been dealing with people over in China lately, and for a minute, and so I want you to understand that what these people can provide for the play. All our products are coming from there. If you want to really, like I said, you want to really look at it, we import almost twice as what we do in export. So the total, you know what I mean? And so we got to start putting this in perspective because we got to go out and get we're not going to be able to get products here to sell here. You looking for a play, you're going to have to put the play together with the people over in China and stop being a fearful of China. You know what I mean? To be able to create what you need to create. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, what their thing is, oh no, I don't want to. You know what I mean? They don't know what to do and how they want to do it and all this right here. Well, what we got to understand is this is how we got to actually be able to do what we need to do to trade and create plays that can help you be able to create product to get involved in these billions that you see on the screen. So everybody is seeing all these billions. Everybody is hearing these numbers, and we talk about the GDP all the time. We talk about how GDP is up, GDP is down, and people are wondering. This is what that GDP represents. It represents the fact that these goods are sold in different locations around the world. But I want to show you that America, we're taught to be more consumers than producers. And next play investments and next play is all about trying to make producers. Just like when they was talking earlier about the kids trying to get them set up so they can become producers, not consumers. You see what I mean? And we got to start looking at it from a child's perspective. Because my daughter, I'm trying to teach her how to be a producer, not a consumer. If you're going to be an investor, if you're going to save your money, if you're going to do anything in order to get to the barn and be actually able to graze at will, you know what I mean? You have to be a producer in some form or fashion. So I want you to look at the bottom numbers right here, the bottom right here for me. And I want you to take a look at it. You see at the bottom, what you have is, what does it say right there? Can y'all see that? Can anybody see what it shows you right there at the bottom?
Okay, year to date.
Top 5 partners.
Top 5. No, I don't see that. You got to read that out. That's too small.
Okay. That's what I
So
wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure I
yeah,
had that.
you have to read it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had that all taken care of. So in that section, what you're gonna see, and I'm gonna bring it out. The year-to-date exports of the top 5 partners for 2020 and 2021 as of July. The top number 1 person that the U.S. exports to is Canada.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The next one is Mexico. Number 3 is China. Number 4 is Japan. And number 5 is Korea. All right. On the right-hand side, you're going to see the top imports from the 5 partners of America. China is number 1. Mexico is number 2. Canada is number 3. Japan is number 4. And Germany is number 5. When you look at the imports again from China for America for 2021 and 2022, and you see the drastic difference when they're telling you all these things and you're wondering certain things about things going on in our world. In 2020, the imports from China were 221 billion. Okay. As of now in July, all right, 2021 is already at 270 billion.
True.
You're not hearing me. In 2020, the whole 2020 was 221 billion.
Now they're at 270.
This is July's updated version, and they already at 270 already. So we're not gonna start no conspiracy theories. We're not gonna say anything, but we talking about money. And so this is 2 parts to this. The reason why I'm bringing it up, because
Mm-hmm.
you got to understand the numbers and understand what's really going on. We live in a society that is about importation.
Yeah.
And everybody at Next Play, you know what I mean? I want to put you on to something. I'm going to bring it up right here in a minute, because I think that everybody needs to start trying to use it, because I like I said, I think when you look at the numbers of imports, all this money is being imported from products that are sold in China, and all the people at Next Play, all you got to do is find you a product. A good viable product that actually is useful and by good quality, and be able to create your own brand and be able to sell it. I mean, and that's one of the things I've been after for a minute. Like, I've been trying to do it for years, where I've been trying to find that product that I can sell, because as Master P says, get you a product and you go to work. You have so much money that you can make. When we go look in the stores now, you see Rap Snacks, you see all these different things that Master P has put his product and brand on, and a lot of people don't really look at Master P as a I guess as what he need to be. But you should go listen to a lot of what he says about finding you a product and branding your product. We talk about when we buy these stocks and when we do all these different things in the market and try to understand what's going on. It's a product. We're buying product, and we're out here looking at what product these people are doing, and we're betting and buying the stocks of companies that have viable products and become good companies for you to invest your money in. So it's the same thing with you investing your money in yourself. I want to show you one more thing that I think is going to be kind of interesting. Right here, a lot of us are right here in Georgia. You know what I mean? And so some of us are in different places in different states. I want to show you how this plays out here right here in Georgia. It goes back to import export, and you see it right here again. I'm on a government website. If you can say trade.gov, I mean, all this stuff going on in our economy and society. If you really want to know how to maneuver and understand what's going on with product services, uh, whale watching, and all the different things you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of it is freely available to you. I bring you the EGA database so you can show how you can go look up what these people are doing and how they're changing, like how the stocks are there. We're gonna start putting it together how you can formulate all this information. You know what I mean? Because you use these tools to formulate trading ideas, business ideas, everything that you need. You use the databases, and you don't. As a man once told me, stop trying to reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? You don't have to try to like if you're smart, you don't have to come up with a way to think about it. Somebody's already thought about that for you. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Somebody's already thought about that for you, and so you have to make sure you know that, if they've already thought about it for you, why not use what they've already given you to be able to be great? And that takes a lot of the stress out of it, because we're already behind in certain aspects of knowledge, because we're retail traders or retail investors, and we're trying to
Mhm.
garner and gather the knowledge to become better, so that by the time we 60, 70 years old, we can relax and enjoy the grandkids and all these other things. So
Now, before that, man, before that.
well, I mean, but yeah, but shoot, at the rate we going right
I
now,
don't want to be 60, 70 years old.
hey man, at the rate we going right now, you know what I mean.
Now. Now, man. Now.
Hey,
Ain't
I
that
get
right?
it. I get it.
It's
Okay.
right
Hey,
now, my boy.
hey, I get it. You know what I mean? Each person, shoot, I'm definitely trying to make sure I don't want my kid to have no children right now.
Oh, no. I'm just saying, bro.
Hey,
I'm
nah,
just saying.
I know. So, the biggest thing, about this is, man, I want to show you how much our world is truly, we got to start thinking about goods and services and importing these goods and services ourselves. With the invention of Amazon, with the invention of eBay, and it becoming, and I ain't gonna say really invention, these things been around for a long time, but everybody is consumers. We're buying off Amazon, but we're not in it. We're not selling on Amazon. As a people, we're not moving in that direction to sell on Amazon. We're not selling on eBay. We're not selling on Walmart.com. And these are plays, as one person told me before, you got to get passive income. You know what I mean? We have to be able to make money besides betting on stocks, because to build a portfolio, you have to bring in money to be able to invest money. And that's one of the biggest things that you start to realize and learn, is that in order to be successful, you have to do this. But right here in Atlanta, this is what I want to get back to. Atlanta exports roughly 5 billion. You know what I mean? Export partners for Georgia is 5 billion. Georgia is exporting $5 billion worth of goods to Canada. 4 billion dollars right here in the second bar to Germany. 3 billion to China. 3 billion to Mexico, and 1 billion to Singapore.
You said that's Atlanta, or is that the entire state of Georgia?
The entire state of Georgia.
Okay.
And I'm sorry to interject a little bit here, Franco.
Right.
The one from Canada,
Mm-hmm.
you can guarantee that 90% of that is lumber.
And that's the thing. Like, when you start to develop this worldview of what's going on, you get a chance to see them. Like, you don't have to play around the local people that you're dealing with. You know what I mean? Because people are doing business all over the world now. If we're looking at next plays, we got to look at the next play. The next play is to learn how to sell to other people besides just the people here in Atlanta and around in your area. We're trying to find a way to sell to people everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna take you to, but this goes back to show you the impact of you selling it, because I'm gonna tell you where most of this comes from. Guess who's number one in imports? China. Again, China sells Georgia $20 billion worth of product. Numbers seem kind of weird, don't it?
Well, I want to say something that I know personally, and that is, I know, like in the lumber industry, I know somebody personally who owns a trucking company, and their drivers bring them lumber. They put the lumber in a container, right, on their yard. They then take the lumber in the container, raw lumber, trees, take it to the port. They then ship the lumber to China. They ship the trees to China. Then China turns around, manufactures the lumber, and ship it back to the United States, instead of just doing it right here in Georgia. I know that for a fact.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Crazy,
I
right?
know that for a fact, hands down.
Crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so
All boils down to their fees and how cheap the labor is there.
Keep the late. And then like we was talking about last week about money and all the trillions of dollars that the US government is in debt, remember?
mm-hmm,
Well, if you think about it, like if it takes what was 2070 years to count $1 trillion, right? And if you $26 trillion in debt, you would never get paid back.
Now,
So we say it's crazy to ship the lumber over to China and for them to ship it back. But when you really think about it, they ain't never gonna get paid back anyway. So what does it matter? You know? You see what I'm saying? They never gonna get their money anyway.
they ain't
So
never gonna get their
so
money
be it.
anyway.
They
But
ain't never gonna get it.
and so this is why you
Not in this
gotta
lifetime.
yeah, and this is why you gotta put in perspective of what's really going on. You know what I mean? And so we always talking about the next play, and like I'm pushing for this product I really got. So that's why I wanted to bring to everybody because I really, like I said, the product itself is really advanced and it's really gonna solve a lot of problems. And so we've been working hard on it, and you know what I mean. I wanted to share it, but I also thought it was good for people to actually see numbers and understand where the game is for the future. You know what I mean? When we get to the future, you really start to understand that you're gonna have to deal with China. And I'm not gonna imply, I'm not gonna conspiracy theory. You can read between the lines how you want to. You know what I mean? And you understand that these numbers are real. You know what I mean? Like China contributes a lot of product, even if they did ship it over there and ship it back, that still count as they sold the product to us. You know what I mean? And you got to understand, like China is a big part of America's whole product. I'm gonna take you down at the bottom where I know y'all may can't see. Transportation equipment makes up 15.7 billion for Georgia. Machinery and electrical 12 billion Georgia. Computer and electronic products 11 billion Georgia. Chemicals 8 billion Georgia. So when you look at these numbers and you understand, like if I go back up to importers, Mexico, everybody they always talking about Mexico and problems in Mexico. Mexico don't do but 9 billion. But the crazy part is Mexico actually imports more than we export to it. So you got to understand when you having a world view looking at these stocks, Latin America, these other places around the world are actually valuable. If you want to learn plays of what they're doing and selling, some of these companies you're investing in, good companies, are from other countries. They're on the stock market, so you got to know. Go ahead, Sham, I see you got your hand raised.
Also, I want you guys to pay attention and understand this. What he's pointing out as it's simple to me. I'm gonna put it in a simple term to you guys. You got to understand that it's like your human body. You put in, but it's got to come out.
Got to
But
come
if you're
out.
putting in more than you putting out, you're gonna have a problem eventually. If you look at these charts and look at the money, you're importing more than you're exporting, you're gonna have a problem. The United States has a problem.
They have a major problem. And if you
Have a problem.
if we don't get on the right side as people, you know what I'm saying? As people, not just as investors, we gonna have to take it in our own hand and start importing our own goods. And I thought about it. And you got to understand, you're gonna even though you may not make $1 billion, the only way you're gonna be able to survive in the future, and this is why we call ourselves next play, because you're gonna have to find the next play. This whole job situation, this whole school situation, all these situations you see developing around the world, you know what I mean? All these things that you see developing around the world, you're gonna notice that shoot, it's gonna be different. You know what I mean? It's gonna be completely different because you're going to have situations where a lot of people are not going to be able to understand how product is being sold and moved in the world. You see what I mean? And that's what's going to cause a lot of problems, because a lot of people are going to be looking for jobs, but jobs are not going to be what's going to make this actually work. You see what I mean? And so that's why I'm coming and saying it like this now, is because I think everybody has to be able to see it for what it is, so we can find that next play. You know what I mean? And everybody is going to be like, "Oh, okay, next play," because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to really find that next play that you can actually make money from, take care of your family, and you do a couple other things. You know what I mean? I'm not here to really tell anybody anything other than that. You know what I'm saying? It's just I really see that, you know what I'm saying? We have to get into a point where we're looking at overseas markets to bring them to here so we can control them. Looking at the trade numbers and everything, it's really a big situation that goes on. You have a lot of people that look at like Apple coming out with a new product, and they hear these trade rumors about like Apple's in a thing with Epic right now, and they're stopping them from spending a lot of money, or capitalizing and monopolizing the money market in their pay store. And they created a monopoly. And you start to learn about these trade rumors, and this is what these people are talking about. They're doing big trade deals, importing products for cheaper and selling them to us, branding them and making money off of it. And this has been going on a lot. I challenge a lot of the people in Next Play. We're going to be one of the things we're trying to really finalize and get together, but we're going to be starting a clubhouse room soon. Well, we're going to, come in and we're going to talk a little bit and get in. And I advise everybody on X Play to go join Clubhouse. It's a very fun place to go, because you get a chance to start developing your worldview. Now it's up to you to kind of find the right groups and listen to the right messages. I mean, I'm not your daddy or your, you know what I mean, your grandpappy. I ain't gonna tell you what to do, but I'm gonna give you the information I can give you, because you start to learn like what other people are talking about and doing, and you'll see the trade markets and putting forth the effort. Like, yeah, we got a lot of things going on in our day, but like they say, it's what you do with your time. It's how you spend your time using these things. And one of the things I'm pretty sure everybody know, Alibaba, AliExpress. I'm not gonna put the websites up there right now. You can go. You've heard and seen of them. I mean, people have bought stuff off Wish. These products are nothing. You just gotta search. You gotta source. You gotta source your own actual stuff, and then that way you'll be able to see and do what you want to do with your products and brand it, and make sure that everything is actually well taken care of. And so that's pretty much where I'm at with it today, man. I think we need to look at some stocks. That's my contribution to the show today, is to show people what trade is going on, to show people what's actually happening. And we're gonna put together some other shows as far as with product, because I think that's the direction we're gonna go in. Besides trading stocks, besides talking about real estate, besides talking about cryptocurrency, how do you create money? How do we, and that's the thing. Like we trying to get other business player people on here. We got people we talk to, but these people are creating money. Next play is not just you invest your money on stocks, bonds, mutual funds, infinite banking. It's about creating money, creating a way, changing the trajectory of always having to be a worker. Look at what's finna happen if Biden gets this what he wants. If as a worker you're told that you got to take this vaccine because they said so, and you don't have a choice to keep your job, and like you're starting to see, if you don't, like me, I'm self-employed, and so I'm not under that, but somebody telling you got to put some, and do things, or you risk losing your job, which is again now saying that you can't provide for your family. Like you start to kind of get in, and we don't get political here, but you have to be able to um know how to make and
See
create
it for
money
what it
for
is.
yourself. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not a political show. I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but what I am gonna say is, when you create money, you can also invest the money that you create. And when that happens, it allows you to do so much more. You know what I'm saying? And so next play investors is about finding the next play. The next play could be a product. It doesn't have to be a new stock. You know what I mean? It don't have to be because like even if you had infinite banking, what you gonna do with the money? You just gonna use it to buy a car? You gonna use it to buy a new outfit? You gonna buy like you know what I'm saying? What is you like? Even if you build these investments, what are you gonna do with the money? And that's what you know what I'm saying. And that's why a lot of people I think don't really realize if you got money, people that got money, they not just sitting there buying Birkin bags just for the fun of it because they got money. They using the money to find another play. You know what I mean? So the play pays for the Birkin bag. The play pays for that nice house. You know what I mean? And we have to put it in the perspective of if the play plays for the nice house, then you in a situation where these things work to help develop you. And as we see importing stuff from China and around the world, even our fellow people in Africa, you know, you got to understand you can there's websites out there to buy product from Africans. The Africans are really building a lot of products themselves and to really facilitate getting product over to them and from them. You're going to see Africa is going to be importing more goods as well to America. That's the next play. And when we look at these new plays about what's going on, we have to look for them in the oddest places because once everybody else hears about it, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? But some things you can always get into. Amazon ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna let you know now. Amazon ain't going. Amazon is not. Amazon is a way of life for the rest of life. Everybody is following. Like our world is, in as far as commerce, you're gonna see stores basically gone. In about 5 or 10 years, everything's gonna be online. I mean, like when you really go ride around now, you see housing being built, and you keep seeing the retail starting to be broken down and abandoned. You know, and so it's next play investors, you know, and I'm finna land the plane. Um, we gotta be looking at what's the next play more than just going to work and producing money and being consumers over producers. Because none of this makes sense if you don't have nothing to do with the money. As somebody told me, you know, you got to generate the revenue to be able to invest the money. That's what somebody told me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's so. True. Next play, you know, that's my contribution for the day. You know, we want to talk about it again. Like we say, you can DM, ask questions, inbox, hit us up, nextplayinvestors@gmail.com. And you know, I'm G5 landing, cuz.
Well, hey, listen, I would be remiss if I didn't ask Nicole or Sequester if they had anything that they would like to contribute to the Next Play show. I would be remiss if I didn't.
Meaning what?
Just anything you want to say.
Anything. Okay, I have something I can tell. So I'm a seller. I like to sell stuff. And so recently I used to go to the flea market and sell my kids. So I buy a lot of stuff for my children. And after a while, I done accumulate so much stuff. And I really didn't want to give my kids' clothes away. I really didn't. I really did not. I just don't. I hate to say that, but I don't see me giving my clothes to Goodwill and Goodwill selling my clothes.
Right.
I just can't. I can't. So during the pandemic, things got a little slow. So, you know, I do hair. And that got slow. So I had to find me some other way to make money in between the up and down. So I sell my children's clothes online.
What store do you use?
I use Poshmark.
My mother-in-law, not to cut off, my mother-in-law uses Poshmark too. She's an eBay. And I don't do
eBay yet because I'm just so scared of the shipping and all of that. And I need an office space so I can spread out. So I haven't gotten to eBay yet, but I bought my scale. I'm gonna get there. I need to go to some bigger fish. Poshmark is okay, but you don't want to put all your, eggs in one basket because anything can happen to the website. And I need to be able to have something else to fall back on. So I kind of make about, so I have branched out now.
Okay.
So now that I got this stuff on, I was like, oh, I'm making good money. I'm going to find me some more stuff to put on there.
Really?
And I done branched out past their clothes. I done went to adult clothes, adult shoes. I get my stuff from all over. TJ Maxx, Marshalls. I go to the outlet. I don't like going very often because it's a different kind of store. The Goodwill bins is like a clothes.
Right.
But you can find some bad stuff. I found some Prada shoes in there the other day, and I paid $1.69 a pound for anything that I find in there.
At the Goodwill?
At the Goodwill outlet. Not the retail store. The Goodwill outlet bins.
And you take the product back home?
I take the product, I clean it up. I don't bring home stuff that I got to do a lot to. And I'm only looking for certain brands and things that sell well. So of course I had to do a whole lot of research before I started selling other stuff to see what sells. You don't want to buy a bunch of stuff that's not selling.
Right.
You want to, do your research and figure out what niche you're going to do and what you're going to sell. And so I'm still working on it, but
that's what they call that. Retail
arbitrage is when you buy it from other stores.
Yeah, and so but
you resell it.
That's a good next play because the craziest part about it is the sales at stores, just like you go into Goodwill and all these places, they make money online.
Mm-hmm.
That's really
I make about, I gotta put, if I don't put a lot of effort into my work, I don't make as much, but I make about $100 a week.
That's good.
That's good.
Very good.
That's real good.
You gave me an idea. because I agree with you. I don't normally do like Goodwill. I do like the kidney foundations, just like different foundations, like the domestic, whatever. So it's like a lot of times I may buy stuff and then I have stuff in my closet. I have 3 closets that's all packed up in my house. And some of that stuff have tags on it. So I need to get with you. So
hold on.
All that stuff got tags.
Hold on. She said she got tags on her clothes.
Yeah,
I do.
Hey, man.
You buy some kids' clothes. Kids go outgrow clothes. I could put my kids on shoes 1 month. Next month, they're too little. I'm like, good Lord.
Yeah, they have.
When the pandemic came, like I didn't go to work for a year.
But she a grown woman.
So you pointing at me, Nicole? So I mean, but think about it. For me as an educator, when the pandemic came, I didn't wear any of my clothes, and I know that I have a shopping problem. I need help, but
he was out here streaking.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you, like Sequester was just saying, she makes an extra $400 a month.
Right.
And I got what I recently started doing. I hadn't mentioned about 2 months ago. I started Turo. I have a minivan.
Really?
My minivan that sits in the garage.
Wow.
I put it on Turo and I've rented it. I've gotten roughly about 8 rentals, and it's generated over $1,000.
Wow.
But here's the kick, not the kicker, but this is what I decided to do with the money. Take the money that I made off of the Turo and buy good companies in the stock market. So use that passive income. Like Franco just said, you got to do something with the money, because if you don't do anything with the money, it's the dollar, so it's going to lose value. So you got to do something with it quick and put it in passive income investments. So if you put it in something like a Bank of America, where the stock is only $40, but they pay a $1.68 dividend, now that same money that you made off of Turo is making money and as long as I own the stock, it's going to continue to pay me a dividend, even after the van is gone, or And so I rent my van out, and I rent my my little black HHR out. I don't know if
How does that work with your insurance?
well, with Turo provides the insurance. So Turo is, let me tell you about that hustle. So Turo has a platform where it's the host, which is me, and then you have the renter, and then you have Turo in the middle. So I'm renting my van to Turo, period. So Turo covers the insurance on my van. Now I do have to pay a deductible if there's an accident, and I can decide whether I want to do a 80%, 70% return, 90% return, and the higher my return is, the higher the deductible. So you can do like a $250 deductible, but you're only getting 80% profit. You can do an 85%, then it's a $750 deductible, and then a 90% is like a $1,600, and then 95% is like $2,000 deductible, some ridiculous amount. But everything is done online. They book the vehicle online. You just got to make sure the vehicle's clean. If now you get paid, of course, off the rental, you get paid if they go over the mileage. You get 32 cents a mile. You can rent things out like umbrellas, coolers, tents. You could say I rent car seats if they got kids. You can give them a delivery charge if you wanted to, if they wanted you to deliver to the airport. So there's all sorts of different revenue you can join. But I love passive income.
So it's kind of like like Hertz or Avis or whatever, because you all remember when I worked at Hertz in college.
Yeah.
I used to work at Hertz. So I guess when you're renting the car, so if I already have my own insurance and I decide to say I don't want any of the coverage, that's what that Turo, that company.
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. No.
You definitely want to have some insurance. Like your car, your car would probably rent on the high end.
Yeah.
You probably have a lot of rentals because people like to ride around in nice luxury cars.
Yeah.
And so you put it out there, but you probably, I don't know.
You can take your car probably can do $100 a day.
But no, that makes me think about, how, they're trying to sell these cars out here. So like, it just like to go buy like a 2020 or 2019 Camry, just go buy one off the lot. And then as I'm renting that car, the money that I'm getting, I can use that to pay the car note.
Bam!
Yeah.
Next play. You just came up with a next play.
Yeah, right, that's there. My brother goes, look.
You said, look, bam. You just came up with a play. How to use your money.
Then brush your shoulders.
Yeah, brush. Feel like brush them off.
No, I would really consider that instead of trying. I told y'all like 2 weeks ago I was considering trying to buy another house and do like an Airbnb, but I could get a car real quick. Go get like a $400 car note. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
And just rent that thing out.
But you got to understand the market too. Like Sequester said, you study the market. You find out what clothes sell.
Right.
You got to study the market, find out what car to get, what people are renting. My whole niche in the Turo thing was I don't want to rent the high end cars because you're going to attract a certain crowd with that.
Exactly.
I'm renting out a minivan, and so I'm getting grandpa, grandma, stuff like that. They go take it easy. They go on vacation. Every one of my rentals has been in Florida.
Really?
Yeah, they go down to Florida.
So where do they pick up the car from?
They pick it up from my shop.
Oh, so you just have like a location somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
And with the app, you can share your location, just like Uber. Share your location. They'll just drive up to where you're at. If you didn't have a certain location, you take your pictures of your car. You upload all of that. You take a picture of the mileage. You take a picture of the fuel. Make sure it's full. And you can offer the client, if they didn't want to wash the car, no problem. I'll wash it. We'll charge you for it. If they don't want to fill it up with gas, no problem. bring it back on empty.
You charge the people if they don't wash the minivan?
Oh
Yeah.
It's
because you
business.
get
Right, but like that doesn't make sense. Well, I'm just saying, y'all know, because I work for the rental, the Hertz. So at Hertz, we washed the car. That we had people like they were called BSAs. They washed the car. So
I mean, you can get you a
provide that
BSA
service,
once you get
man.
you a couple of cars. You get you a
We don't provide
BSA.
that service.
Yeah, she can go. She can get a
This
BSA.
rib group right here. We ain't Hertz.
Yeah, she can
This
get.
rib
I'm
group.
just saying it's so cool because I heard about this, and some friends was like, you should rent out your car. I was like, no, that's my only car. Like I don't have my side car anymore.
Yeah, you
That's my
definitely
only
rent a car. But you can rent that. You can rent out that.
I'm not renting that out. I don't need all those spirits in my car, but I would consider going to purchase like a Camry or something like that. It don't matter. Give me a nice little Camry, rent that thing out.
Hey, Nicole,
I'm not even gonna laugh this time.
in your car.
I don't want all them
I'm
different.
not gonna laugh about this time.
I don't want all them different. I don't want all them different spirits in my car. Nope.
I can tell you a funny story, but the last girl who rented my car, I rented, we did the little transaction. She got in the car and she was just sitting there. So I'm about to leave. And as I'm leaving, I wind the window. I said, everything's okay. She said, no, it's not. So I jump out the car. I said, what's wrong? She said, well, how do I start the car? I swear. I was like, huh? She said, she never drove a push button start. And my minivan is a push button. So I had to, school on how to, but it was a good rental. Shout out to her. It was a good rental. She brought it back clean. She did everything I asked her to do, full tank, no damages. So it was good.
Could you imagine somebody telling me they don't know how to use do my gear in my car?
Yeah.
Come on out. Come on out.
But see, now you gotta understand the investment.
Come on out.
You gotta understand the investment. Yeah. You know what I mean? You gotta look at it.
That's why, Franco, I'm gonna buy a Corolla or a Camry or a minivan.
I don't want no Corolla. You need to do.
They'll drive the Camry.
Look, I'm not a financial advisor, but I think you need to do your research on your own before you go buy your Corolla. You know what I'm saying?
He went out a minivan.
When you said a Corolla, we talking about it's a difference between a minivan and Corolla. Now you might be able to.
Have y'all seen the new Corollas?
But listen, you might be able to. Now your idea could work. I'm not saying it ain't, but like he said, you need to go do your research because you renting out a Corolla might not get you for $20, $30 a day. You don't know. You got to look at prices. You got to look at market. You got to look at where your car gonna be. Where you gonna store your car. There's more factors to it than just going and buy a car. We at Next Play. If you're going to learn to play, you can't do the play and then come back and say, hey, man, I bought this car. Stacey, Franco, and Sam and Sequestro told me to buy this car. No, you got.
I'm not co-signing.
I'm not co-signing.
I'll find a minivan. I'll give me a minivan.
Listen.
That makes more sense.
And that's why
she trying to put you out of business, Stacey.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm about to go get me a Dodge Caravan.
Hey, that's good. Now I encourage you to do that. You know what I mean? But that's one of the things, man. Next Play, man. I gotta say we didn't get a chance to talk about stocks, but we gave a lot of information away today. Man, I'm glad that everybody's learning the Next Play. I'm finna we're gonna get ready to wrap it up in here tonight. You know what I mean? I thank everybody for enjoying themselves and coming out and hey man, what we gonna do? We gonna what we gonna what the people gonna let me see. I'm gonna leave it up to one of y'all.
Franco, real quick, man. I'm looking at DraftKings is at 62.40, 62.46.
Gotcha.
And it's on a downward trend. It's in a buy zone. It's been dropping for last, let's see, what am I on? I'm on the day. It's been dropping for like 10 days down. But we do know NFL just kicked off. They got tennis going on. They got Summer League basketball, where the basketball is getting ready to kick up. You got the World Series coming up. I would say get your position now. Now that's just me. I'm not the fiduciary advisor or anything. By no means am I telling you to listen to me. But from what I'm looking at and what I know, what's coming around the bend, DraftKings is um, one of your stocks. I think that hey, you're gonna start making some money on. Beginning of the month, beginning of the new month, you'll be rolling right on up.
Sam, with the 26 states that you mentioned earlier, was Georgia one of them?
I don't know.
The gambling.
DraftKings is a stock you can just buy and just wait.
No, you remember when you talked about the gambling? You remember you said it was 26 states plus Washington.
No, that was ESPN.
Right. Was Georgia one of those 26 states?
I'm not sure.
Oh, you don't know. Okay, you just know that was
Santrans.
Oh yeah, I got one more thing before we go, and that is check out Franco kind of touched on it, but Nugget, check out the Clubhouse app. If you don't have it, download it on your phone, and they have groups in there just like Next Play. They're on 24/7. Anything you want to do, it's on there. If you selling clothes online, they got a group for that. If you're doing Turo, they got a group for that. They rocking 24 hours. They dropping gems. It change your life.
Check it out. You can't go in there looking for the relationship advice. You know what I mean? All the other stuff, you got to go in there looking for.
Well, I seek Jesus for that.
Say what?
I seek Jesus. I said I seek Jesus for that.
Hey, that's good for you.
I'm just gonna go to the altar and pray for you. Don't even.
I encourage you to keep seeking Jesus. There's nothing wrong with seeking Jesus at all.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You said you're gonna go to the altar and pray for me.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
I appreciate you, brother.
You know.
Oh, yeah. So we got a big announcement too. Are we still on live? Or we going, Frank?
Hey man, we still on live. I'm waiting. Y'all want to make the announcement?
Yeah. So next week we're gonna be broadcasting live. The Next Play crew from another country. We're gonna be flying out on Thursday. The show will be coming live from the Dominican Republic.
The DR, baby. We going 100%.
That's gonna be interesting.
We're gonna be
going to support one of our members. We're going to support him, and we just might as well just bring it to you live from over there.
Yeah. And we're gonna be shooting we're gonna have a lot of footage during the week where we're gonna be showing, properties we're gonna be looking at, investments we're gonna be taking a look at, and like you said, we're gonna be bringing the show live from the pool side.
Hey.
So y'all tune in. You don't want to miss this one. This is going to be good. And then after that, we're going to have the following show is going to be my mentor from SCORE, a guy by the name of Bruce. He's going to come in. He's going to talk about SCORE. He's going to talk about he was in the restaurant business and how he did that, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
That's cool.
Yep. So tune in and start something big. All right, Frank.
That's dinner in Blanc, but I'll make sure I'm on.
That's what?
It's dinner in Blanc. It's an event.
All right.
But I'm gonna be on.
You gonna be on?
Only Nicole.
That's right.
I want to thank everybody for coming out and joining us with Next Play Investors. We definitely enjoyed y'all actually coming out. Making sure everybody is actually enjoying. We dropping gems every week and talking about a lot of great things that everybody can do. The fellas and everybody will be joined, and next week we're going to be doing a live remote shoot from the DR. They're going down, and everybody's going down to actually take a look at the properties, and they're going to be out trying to find the next play. Always bringing you news, travel, whatever else that we're doing to try to do it. You hear about different things here on Next Play, and we definitely want to thank you for coming out and actually enjoying us. Other than that, man, I mean, if you got everything together and you ready to look at it, we thank you for joining us again. We thank you for coming out, and we thank you for doing everything that you do. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you share with a friend about what's going on, what we're doing. Also catch us next week on Sunday at 7:30. Like I said, that show is gonna be recorded live from the DR. I'll be here, and we're gonna kind of get everything together. So we're gonna get all the next play investors, and we're gonna see everybody. And we want to thank you for coming out again. Other than that, this was our time, and keep actually keeping coming out, and we're gonna do everything we can. Sorry for the stutter. We're gonna get that taken care of. Again, this is Next Play Frank, and I'm out.